one as well.
Oh, he's gonna blind everyone.
In the cinema, everyone's going to develop.
I haven't ever let it fit like this.
Is this part of my feedback?
Is this what?
Okay, right. Does anyone want to start?
Oh yeah, recorded.
Yeah.
I am.
I like the shot of Corey when he's with the two things on the bench. That's a nice shot.
When he's nicely framed shot.
And it's a good performance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The rapping performance is a really hard thing to do, but you make it look effortless.
I'm just looking for this for him.
There are areas for development, so don't make your head explode. Any other comments from the floor? Yes.
The flicker's nice, but obviously the majority are saying it's a bit bright, maybe.
I think maybe we need perhaps either not so much of it, or to I don't know. We'll have to have a little think
Slower
about that.
flicker, maybe.
Yeah. Antonio, did you?
I like the whole concept of it. I feel like that flashing bit goes well with the genre.
Yes.
Futuristic sort of thing. But you know, after that flashing bit, you know when you're sitting down with the two things on either side, I think that bit's too long.
Yes.
Like you need to cut through that.
Yes. I think you're right. I think you need to. We're not being introduced to you two properly. Now who's the artist and who's the featuring artist?
I'm the featuring artist and he's
So
the main
Christian, you're the star,
Mm.
and you're the featuring artist. The first time we see you, you're obviously leaning against the wall in there, and then the next shot is the. I quite like the idea of seeing both of the back of you. Do we come back to that graveyard shot at some point later on?
There's other graveyard, but we just haven't included it yet.
Right, so that's going in at some point. But then what we need to do is we need to come back to this shot here. We need close-ups of you in that context.
Oh okay.
Have you got any close-ups of you there?
No.
No, I don't need to be alarmed, but I think we need to do some more filming.
Yeah.
You need to, because if you think about the conventions of a music video, we need loads and loads of close-ups. We've got that one of you that goes into the daylight, but we haven't got one of you there at night.
It was just quite hard to film because the light was coming from the back, so there's not. Oh, we had the head cam, but.
What you can do is if you imagine if Corey's sort of leaning against that wall and you're leaning against that wall, you don't need to do it that way on. You could do it that way on.
Yeah.
So either way. But I just think if you're thinking about Vanellis, and this is the way we market, we're looking for an understanding of the theory. We're looking for the introduction of the characters, and we don't really get them. Can you let Christian sing a whole line or a whole word before you cut?
Yeah.
Because the very first, you just get the and then we cut to a different shot. Try not to. Everybody's done it at one point or another, and you know you have, because I've said exactly the same thing to everyone else. Let him finish the word before you cut. Obviously, you know there's a Foley sound track in there that's got to come out.
Hello?
Could you just apologise? Because we're in the middle of
Sorry,
talking.
everyone.
We've lost Catherine. They were supposed to be filming on Oxford Street. She didn't get the message that they weren't going filming, so we don't
So she went
know where she is. Anyway, sorry, you just recorded that, haven't you? Sorry
Yeah.
about that. I think then the edit is too slow.
Yeah.
You've got to cut it up. So the shots of you are too long, and the shot of you on the bench, as Antonio pointed, was it Sevilla? Somebody pointed out that's got to be cut up. Now, if you don't have anything to cut in with, you're going to need to think about doing some more filming, because you should be cutting da 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 every time that beat goes down. Doesn't sound like you should be cutting. Doesn't sound right coming out of my mouth, does it? You've got to cut. Now that you've got other bass tracks, I know, and it might be that you've got stuff that you can cut in, but I need more. I do think, I'm wondering about, I don't know what anyone else thinks about this, I like the fact it's filmed at night time. I'd really like that shot of people on bikes, I would use more of that, slow it down, give it a bit more impact. Why are we cutting to you outside of church in the daylight and then going back to the dark?
Yeah, that was an issue we had, but because it's in black and white, it's not that noticeable.
You'll notice it's not in the day. You'll see it's in the daytime even if it's in black and white. I think it's not that you can't use that. It's just I think if you're going to have someone in daylight, all of the shots need to be in daylight. Then you gradually introduce darkness. Then you go to darkness.
Yeah, we were trying to do that, but we didn't have any like midday shots.
Right.
So we just worked with what we had.
Okay, and where's that wonderful shot we were working on the other day when you're appearing and disappearing in 3 different places? That's fantastic, isn't it?
we had to do that again. We haven't done it. We haven't put it in the video.
You haven't put it in the video. Are you putting it in the video?
Yeah,
of
we'll
course.
do all of that today. So.
Okay. So I think you need to think about whether you actually have got enough footage. So for the next sort of half an hour after we finish these rough cuts, That's got to be your focus. So stop editing, go back to your footage, make a note of what you've got, make a note of what can be cut in. I do think that going from the dark shots here, because they've got a real urban feel to them, you're dressed appropriately, you're performing appropriately, but cutting from that to a daylight shot of you outside a church doesn't fit where you put it, and that probably needs to be moved. You need to think about what you're going to cut to. And then I think you need to think about doing, you need to do it's a long shot, medium long shot, close up, can bring us into your artists.
Right.
Yeah? But it's got a great feel, your performance is excellent. I'm not sure what we can do about that flicky thing. I think it's a bit intense to run it all the way through at once. See, I can feel a migraine coming on them. It's bizarre. You need to, I think, be gentle with us.
Right.
You know what I mean? But it's a great shot. Sabina.
Also, the flicker is nice, but because we all of a sudden we see so much flickers, and then it goes back to like a still shot. Maybe have a bit like when the shots get faster, then it will look better. I think. All
Yes.
together.
I think at the moment the pace is a little bit slow.
Yeah.
We don't get the
And
full
then
impact of it.
Flicker gets too fast.
Yeah.
Right.
And the flicker shot, the one where you kind of crouch down and you move towards the camera, is the one you've got to use. Because again, you're performing to us. You're going right in close to the camera, and that's what this is about. It's about creating a connection with your audience.
Right.
Okay? So you've recorded that, Hannah, haven't you?
Yeah.
So you can reflect back